My name is David, and for my entire life, I just wanted my dad's approval. He was a good man, a hard worker, but he had a very simple idea of what success looked like. He saw my dreams as a waste of time. He told me that I was worthless. He had no idea that his words were about to become the fuel for my biggest victory. If you're watching this, drop a comment below and let me know where you're from. And if you have ever been let down by someone you trusted, please like and subscribe. You won't want to miss what happens next. My father was a traditional, no-nonsense man. He believed in a simple path to success, a good education, a stable job, and a lot of hard work. I was a creative and driven entrepreneur. My dream was to build a company that would change the world. But my father saw my dreams as a hobby, not a career. He would always look at me with a sad look on his face. He would say, "David, you're so smart. Why don't you get a real job?" His words always hurt, but I never gave up. I knew that my ideas were good. I knew that I could be successful. But my father's disapproval was always a shadow over my life. Last year, I got an amazing idea for a new app. It was a new way for people to connect with their family and friends. I worked on it every day, every night. I put all my savings into it. I had no time for anything else. My father saw that, and he was not happy. "David," he said to me one night, "your sister is getting a big promotion. She's going to be a manager. She's going to be rich. And you're still working on that little hobby of yours. It's a waste of your time. You're worthless." My heart sank. My father's words were a cold, brutal blow. I tried to tell him that my app was going to be big, that it was going to change everything. But he didn't listen. He just shook his head and walked away. He had said what he had to say. I was heartbroken, but I also felt a different kind of feeling. It was a cold, quiet anger that came from deep inside me. He thought I would give up. He thought he had taught me a lesson about success. But he had no idea that his words were about to give me the greatest gift of my life. He had no idea that he had just given me the fuel I needed to make my dream a reality. What will happen when my father sees me on a billboard? How will my life change forever? My father's words, "You're worthless," echoed in my mind, not as a curse, but as fuel. The hurt was still there, a dull ache, but it was now overshadowed by a burning determination. He thought I would fail? I would show him. I would show them all. I poured every ounce of my being into my app. Sleep became a luxury, a social life a distant memory. My tiny apartment transformed into a makeshift office, code lines becoming my constant companions. Doubt would creep in sometimes, the echo of my father's voice whispering in the back of my mind, but I would push it away, focusing on the vision I had. Months blurred into a year. Slowly, painstakingly, the app took shape. It wasn't just a simple connection tool anymore. It had evolved, incorporating features I hadn't even initially imagined. It was innovative, user-friendly, and I knew deep down it was good. Really good. I launched a small beta test. The feedback was incredible. People loved it. They were using it in ways I hadn't anticipated, connecting with loved ones across continents, sharing their lives in a meaningful way. The positive response was a shot in the arm, validation that I was on the right track. Then came the email that changed everything. A major tech company, one I had admired for years, had noticed my app. They were impressed. Very impressed. They saw its potential, its reach, its ability to disrupt the market. Negotiations started. They were intense, exhilarating, and at times, terrifying. Lawyers, contracts, projections. It was a whole new world for me. But I stood my ground, believing in the value of what I had created. Finally, the deal was sealed. They acquired my app for a significant sum, more money than my father had probably earned in his entire life. But more than the money, they offered me a leading role in their company, a chance to scale my vision to a global audience. Throughout this entire process, I told my family nothing. My father would still call occasionally, asking if I had finally come to my senses and started looking for a real job. I would give vague answers, not wanting to argue, not wanting to share my progress until the moment was right. I wanted them to see it, not hear about it. I wanted the impact to be undeniable. The acquisition came with a massive marketing campaign, a global rollout planned for the new year. And the centerpiece of that campaign? A massive digital billboard in the heart of the city, featuring the app's logo and my face as the lead innovator behind it. The campaign was set to launch the day after New Year's Day. I knew my family would see it. The world would see it. And my father's words would finally be silenced, not by my arguments, but by the undeniable reality of my success. The stage was set. The world was about to see what I had accomplished. And my father, the man who told me I would never succeed, was about to see his son's face shining bright in the most famous square in the world. The day after New Year's, my phone started to buzz. A lot. It wasn't just a few friends, it was dozens of people. My family. But I didn't answer. Not yet. I had been waiting for this day for years. The day my father would finally see that my dreams were not a waste of time. He was about to see my face on a massive billboard in Times Square. And he was about to see that his words, "You're worthless," were about to be erased forever. I waited for the news. My family was celebrating the new year with a small party. They were probably talking about my sister's success and my father's traditional ideas. They had no idea that their perfect world was about to be rocked. I watched the news report on my phone, my heart pounding in my chest. The news anchor was talking about a new app, a new company, a new way for people to connect. And then, there it was. My face, on a massive billboard in Times Square. My name, right beside my company's logo. It was a beautiful sight. My revenge was complete. The phone rang again. This time, I answered. It was my mother. She was crying. "David," she said, "did you see the news? Did you see your face? Your father. He's in shock." I could hear my father in the background, his voice shaking. "David," he said, I don't know what to say. We're so proud of you. Why didn't you tell us?" I smiled. "I wanted you to see it," I said. "I wanted you to see it with your own eyes. You told me I was worthless. You told me my dreams were a waste of time. I wanted you to see that you were wrong." There was a long silence. My father didn't know what to say. He had no words. He had been so sure of himself, so sure of his words. And now, they had no power over me. I had won. The days that followed were a blur. My family called me, a lot. They were all so proud of me. They told me that they always knew I would be successful. They told me that they always believed in me. But I knew the truth. They didn't believe in me, they believed in my money. They had been wrong, and they had lost the chance to be a part of my success. I had my vindication, not just in my business, but in my life. I had learned that my family wasn't about blood, it was about who was there for me when I needed them the most. And in the end, that was me. So, that's my story. It's a reminder that true wealth is not in your bank account, it's in your character. And sometimes, the best revenge is to walk away from the people who failed to see your true worth. Have you ever had to choose between your blood family and your chosen family? What did you learn? Share your stories in the comments below. And if this story resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to hear more real-life lessons. Thank you for listening.